Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Beer Garden. This time, Joe, Steve, and I will talk about our triple trio selections as well as our best bets and value bets. Sarah will join us next time, but today we will have the battle of who speaks more Sarah, as we will also include her selections in the show. So let's start with the triple trio. There will be a huge jackpot of 4.5 million Hong Kong dollars for the triple trio, and hope we will bring you some winners. So the first leg of the triple trio will be race 5. It is a class 5, not an easy race, over 1,200 meters. Let us start with Steve. Steve, who do you like in race 5?
I'm going for number 6, Inestimable, and it's drawn 7, ridden by Jerry Chow, and a tough card, isn't it? I just think it's a really tough race. But David Hayes, I think he's a 4-year-old, and he's finding his level. And he's run well for his last two starts. I think his last start, he found things happening a bit too quickly over the 1,000 meters, but was only beaten 3 lengths and 6th behind Viva Mama, who made all. So he's dropped another £2 to career low mark of 35. So he has a good chance, and connections continue to claim off Jerry Chow, but it's very difficult, isn't it? So lots of chances in the race, and Cordyceps one, which I actually liked to begin with. That'll win now because I liked it to start with, and then I changed my mind. And I went to bed liking Cordyceps 6, and I woke up not liking Cordyceps 6. So I changed my mind and went for Inestimable. And I could do a Sara accent, but I won't bother.
Yes, I think you made a right decision, Steve. Number 6, Inestimable. I think that it is good to see that Jerry Chow keeps riding him in the morning track work. And Joe, how about you? And please also include Sarah's selections.
So my selection is going to be number 2, Aries with Blake Shin. Look, this horse hasn't won in a long time. He hasn't won since Happy Valley in if I'm seeing this right, 2020.
Yes.
So he's dropped all the way down in the ratings, but he is going to have to carry a little bit more weight. But when he's the Aries that he's supposed to be, he actually has run 2 decent races. He did get his last best performance was in 2021 in June, so towards the end of the season, behind Telecom Smart. He's was only about a length and a quarter off the leaders. So I think that he could, if he does have a decent barrier, and it is Blake Shin, and Blake Shin's he had a good day at Sha Tin that day. From the Chatter Cup and all that considered. So I know that he wants to get some wins before he heads back to Australia. At Blake Shin, Frankie Lohr, they're carrying about 60 kilos, barrier number 5, 22 starts, 2 wins, dropping down in the ratings. I think this is actually worth including, especially at 10-1. So that's going to be my selection.
Are you ready?
I'm gonna go for number 1. That's it.
Yes, so that's
my best.
That's so interesting, right? Yeah, so Joe's selection, number 2, Aries, that is definitely an interesting one because first time racing in class 5, he should be able to bounce back. And Sarah's selection, number 1, that's it. He has quite a strong turn of foot last time out, quite competitive in class 5. So all our selection looks quite well, and I also like them. And for me, I'm going to select another front runner in this race. It will be number 10, Farm Bumper, because he used to be a 5 furlong specialist, but last time out was quite impressive as he was close over 1,200 meters at Sha Tin. He ran 4th behind Dragon Kingdom, who also raced well in class 4 on his next one. And this time, Farm Bumper will be this is his 4th start in this season. Being lightly raced is definitely an advantage, especially recently near the end of the season, and also racing in class 5 for Farm Bumper. He is quite competitive here, and recently he just had a great barrier trial last month. I believe that he is quite fit now, and Derek Leung takes the ride. He knows the horse quite well, so I will go for Farm Bumper, number 10 in this race. So to sum up race 5, the first leg of the triple triple trio. Steve's selection is number 6, Inestimable. Joe likes number 2, Aries. Sara's selection will be number 1, That's It, and my pick will be number 10, Farm Bumper. And let's talk about the second leg of the triple trio, race 6. It will be a class 4 over 1650 meters. Steve, who do we have?
I like AI1 here. Is that Charene? Is that artificial intelligence? Is that what it means? The AI?
Yes, right. AI, artificial intelligence. Yes.
That's why I picked it, because I've got artificial intelligence. It's interesting, down to a career low mark of 52, and Purton's up for the first time. And you rode him to a nice trial earlier this month. He was a bit slow from the lids, wasn't he? But he stayed on quite nicely, I think into 4th place. So a nice run. And I think it's AI1. It's nice because 2 of his best performances have come over this distance at Happy Valley. That's where his best 2 performances have been. So yes, I'm going for AI1. I think he's got a nice chance. He's well enough drawn as well. I always like King Dragon. I thought he had a good chance too, but I'll go for AI1.
Yes, AI1 number 3 in race 6. He is quite a small but quite honest one. He is also doing quite well after the stable transfer. I'm also looking forward to him. And Joe, how about you and Sarah?
My selection is going to be number 9, Super Hornet. Lyle Hewitson, front running. Can't say that enough. He could try and very well steal it and catch him sleeping, hopefully. But he hasn't raced at Happy Valley. He's only mainly raced at Shatin, so he is going to try the city circuit for the first time. Now, he had a second in his penultimate race. He's a 3-year-old, but then every other race after that was poor. It was unplaced, so he was like 12th, 11th. So maybe he'll finally get his fitness here, especially with Lyle Hewitson. You're looking at like a third favorite at $6.30, especially with Hewitson and Douglas White. So I think that Super Hornet, if he could press into the front and try to hold everybody off, I think that he does have a very good chance, and the betting is suggesting that as well. Especially hanging on for second in that last race. He did fade all too much. He was probably about, I'd say about a length and a quarter off the leader in that race against Happy Day. So $61. So now he's getting a lot of, I mean, you look at all these other horses that we are familiar with that's beaten him. Eason, Beauty Live, On Point, Eternal Bloom, Free Fall. So yeah, so that's going to be my pick. And then Sarah's, I'm not going to do the voice. It's hurting my throat. Sarah's selection is going to be number 8, Red Brick Fighter.
Yes, so Joe's selection number 9, Super Hornet. I quite like his gallop last Thursday. He looks quite fit under Lyle Hewitson. And also Sarah's selection number 8, Red Brick Fighter. I think that gate 2 is quite ideal for him. And for me, I'm going to select another horse that are trained by David Hall. It will be number 10, Yi Tron Warrior, and he will also be my value bet on Wednesday. Because in race 6, David Hall has 2 runners here, including Red Brick Fighter and Yi Tron Warrior. Yi Tron Warrior is a course and distance winner earlier in this season, and this time I think that there are several things that are similar to his victory in November, both jumping from gate 1 and both racing as the rating of 45, and both having quite a good turf gallop before the race. So I think that Yi Tron Warrior is able to bounce back. And also this time we see that Alexis Bedell takes the ride. This jockey and trainer partnership just had an outsider oversubscribed winning last week, so I'm quite looking forward to that partnership this time. So Yi Tron Warrior number 10 for me. So to recap race 6, our selection includes Steve will go for number 3, AI1. Joe selects number 9, Super Hornet. Sarah likes number 8, Red Brick Fighter. And my value bet on Wednesday will be number 10, Yi Tron Warrior. So in the last leg of the triple trio, it will be race 7. It is a class 4 over 1200 meters. So Steve, who do we have?
I went for Excellent Peers, and it's also my best bet as well. 4-year-old, originally with Ricky Yu, but this is his second start for Frankie Law. And I think running on yielding ground probably hasn't really suited him the last twice, but conditions probably look a bit better this time. There's not so much rain, is there now? Has it settled down weather-wise, Charene?
Yes, I believe that on Wednesday in Hong Kong, the weather will be fine, no rain.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice. So yeah, so hopefully if that stays like that, then I think it's got a good chance for Excellent Peers. I thought he would have won by now. Apart from probably a poor debut, he's run solid races. So yeah, he's my best bet. Hopefully he can come good at after a handful of runs. He's still hasn't got much mileage on the clock, so I think he can win this time.
Yeah, that's great. Steve has his best bet on Wednesday will be race 7, number 6, Excellent Peers. I will also be cheering for this horse for you on Wednesday. And Joe, how about you? Who do you like? And how about Sarah's selection?
So as far as my selection goes, I went with the number 4, Miraculous Honor, the unraced horse. So he had some pretty good trials leading up to this race. Won 2 in a row at Sha Tin, and then won at Chung Fa. Once he came to Sha Tin, then he started winning a whole bunch, hasn't placed below 5th. So I think that with that, he's a 3-year-old. So I don't know if it's kind of tough to gauge him because handicapping, they put him in the class 4 at a 57 kilo weight. So he is going to be a little bit up there. But his progeny, is Darcy Brahma. So we all know Sky Darcy and even Sierra Sue, who, we had Daniel Moore on, and she was a Group 1 winner in the Rupert Clark. So pedigree looks pretty good. I think it would be more for the mile instead of the sprint. So they're going to try him out for the sprint at the 1200 meters on the C course. So I think Miraculous Honor with Antoine Hamlin, drawn gate number 3. You don't want to be drawn out wide if you're a first-time starter. So I think that this is going to be beneficial for him. And I think that if you look at the market right now, he is at $15. If he starts taking money later, then obviously the punters might know something we don't. So, but on the place line, you're going to get about 4.8. So that's actually pretty good. So I'd probably take that. This is going to be my value play because you never know with the first-time starter. He could just show up out of nowhere. And I think the trials are suggesting it. Kind of thinking $15 is actually a pretty good value for that. And, he's going to have to face against a little bit tough company. We had Loris, Excellent Peers, Exuberant, Harrier Jet, Fireball, some of these that we've all have mentioned before. So that's going to be my pick, number 4, Miraculous Honor with Antoine Hamlin. And Sarah is going to go for number 6, Excellent Peers.
Yeah, so Joe's has his value bet in race 7. That will be number 4, Miraculous Honor. This is a debutant. Before this race, he has 6 barrier trials for preparation. I think that he is progressing quite well. And Sarah and I will also go for number 6, Excellent Peers. So we will be cheering for Steve's best bet on Wednesday together, and also for Joe's value bet as well. And for our Excellent Peers, Steve just mentioned so many good points for him, and I think that the weather may not be a big concern because he showed us that he is performing quite well over the yielding track. However, before that, he also doing well over the good course. So I think that he is quite dynamic, and I think that he is doing quite well after the stable transfer because now he's trained by Frankie Law and he is doing well in the morning track work. So I think that he is still improving. So to recap race 7, we only select 2 horses in the final leg of the triple trio. Steve, Sarah, and myself will go for number 6, Excellent Peers, and it will also be Steve's best bet. And Joe will have his value bet here, number 4, the debutant, Miraculous Honor. So after talking about the 3 races of the triple trio, let's talk about our best bet. So Steve, can you tell us again who will be your best bet?
Yes, it's not very original, but I will go for the 6 horse, Excellent Peers, in race number 7. He's drawn in gate 1. He's down to Carrillo Mark. Joe Moreira keeps the faith, and as you say, it doesn't really matter what kind of ground he goes on, but I think he probably prefers it a little bit sounder. So yes, I'm quite happy with that. I also liked Exuberant. I thought he had a good chance, and Harrier Jet I thought was interesting, but Harrier Jet's 10 now. He's getting older. You always think he might be just vulnerable to younger legs. And of course, Joe's selection is Miraculous Honor. That's a chance, and of course I've got confidence because you've picked Excellent Peers, and Sarah has picked it as well. So yes, that's good. Delighted. So yes, for me, it's Excellent Peers for me.
Yeah, so race 7, number 6, Excellent Peers will be Steve's best bet. Definitely Joe Moreira takes the rides again, and also breaking from gate 1 is quite good for him. And Joe, how about you? Who will be your best bet?
My best bet is a horse that we all familiar with, that we've seen at Happy Valley before. It has done pretty well at Happy Valley, and that's going to be in the Class 2 race. Race number 4, number 4, Fafa. I think that campaign of the 4-year-olds was a little bit too tough for him, because he didn't really perform as well as we thought he would. He did really well at Happy Valley, especially winning so many races in a row. The only interesting thing is that Matthew Chadwick gets the ride, which is kind of a concern because Vincent Ho is on Goritas. So Savaquin's currently the favorite, but he hasn't won in his last starts. He's been getting a lot of seconds, and I think that this Class 2 race is going to be a lot easier for Fafa. He had to go so many different distances, huge fields. You're only getting a field of 7 here, and you're going to get about 3.7 on the win line. So I think that it's going to be between the two, Savaquin and Fafa, as the betting suggests. But I think $3.70 isn't too bad for a best bet for Fafa. So I think, especially that he has this record of winning at Happy Valley, and he was so dominant. So I'm going to take the Class 2 race number 3 over 1650, and that is number 4, Fafa, race number 4.
Yes, right. Race 3, number 4, Fafa for Joe's best bets. I think that the Fafa at Happy Valley is another Fafa, is much more stronger because he's not that specialist as Charene. But returning back to the city circuit, that will be completely a different story. He is a course and distance specialist here. And Joe, can you also tell us Sarah's best bet?
Sarah's best bets in race number 8, number 1, Regency Star.
Yeah, so Regency Star number 1 in race 8. I think that he will be returning after a 2-month spell. He looks quite well on his recent barrier trial at Chongfa. Definitely, Zach Purton is having quite a lot of good rides on Wednesday, and Regency Star is one of them. And for my best bet, it will be in race 2. I like number 3, Loyal Ambition. It will be the 3rd time that for him racing in Class 5, and it already proving that the top weight doesn't really matter, because last time out over 2200 meters, it may be a bit long for him, so he couldn't keep till the end, and it is good to see him going back to 1800 meters on Wednesday. And I think that currently it should be a better distance for him. And also gate 4 is quite ideal, Joe Morera riding again, so my best bet will be race 2, number 3, Loyal Ambition. So to recap our best bet on Wednesday at Happy Valley, for Steve, that is race 7, number 6, Excellent Pierce. For Joe, it is race 3, number 4, Fafa. For Sarah, it is race 8, number 1, Regency Star. And for me, I like race 2, number 3, Loyal Ambition. And how about our value bet? Do we have some outsider on Wednesday at Happy Valley? Steve, who will be your value bet?
I went in race 9 for number 9, Equalita Blitz. Douglas White, Lyle Hewitson, who have been a wonderful combination this year. The magic hasn't rubbed off on Equalita Blitz yet, but he's down to a career low mark of 63. He breaks from gate 3, which is good. Jumbo goes a non-runner, so he's now really gate 2. It's an interesting race, isn't it, the last one? Because we've got Harmony and Blessed, who hasn't really recovered, has he? I mean, last season when he beat Harmony Fire by a short head, I think he was kind of injured after that, wasn't he? And he's come back and he hasn't really shown anything like his potential. If he comes back to his best, he has a good chance. Special M's been second the last 3 times. Party Warrior is kind of an enigmatic sort, isn't he? I always think he's better than he actually is proving on the track, and he drops down to 1,000 meters. I'm not sure if that'll work, but if it does, he has a good chance. And Adios is an interesting horse on his debut here, an interesting horse. And Triple, well, he always runs well, Triple. But I think Equalita Blitz has a nice each-way chance of finishing in top 3 under the great Lyle Hewitson.
Yes, I think so. The jockey and trainer partnership is on fire, definitely. So Steve's value bet race 9, number 9, Equalita Blitz. I think that we can also give him one more chance over the good ground on Wednesday. And Joe, how about you? What is your value bet and Sarah's value bet?
So to repeat my value bet, it's going to be race number 7, number 4, Miraculous Honor, $15. Especially he's been doing, his trials have been really good. So that's why I'm kind of surprised that he is that price. And they didn't jump him up to straight to a class 3. They put him in a class 4. So, and drawn gate number 3, Antoine Hamlin. I know he's hungry for some wins. I know he hasn't had any for a while, or probably has, but we don't really know of it because we don't really see him winning all too much. But Yeah, I think he's gonna want this win, especially with the season winding down. So that's gonna be mine, especially if you get it at a each way price. $4.80 isn't too bad for on the place line. So that's my value bet. And then Sarah's value bet is going to be race number 1, number 8, Ready Player One.
Yeah, so Sarah's value bet in the opener, number 8, Ready Player One. I think that it is better for him to going back to 1650, where he went third for twice over this trip. And it is quite interesting that he will carry the bottom weights, and I think he is definitely competitive in race 1. And for me, I just repeat my value bet. It will be in race 6, number 10, Yi Tron Warrior. I think that he is now ready to bounce back at the rating of 45, and especially breaking from gate 1, he can get the rail easily, and I'm looking forward to see him show some great turn of foot in the home stretch. So to recap our value bet on Wednesday, for Steve, it is race 9, number 9, Equalata Bliss, and for Joe, it is race 8, number 4, Miraculous Honor, and for Sarah, it will be race 1, number 8, Ready Player One, and for me, it is race 6, number 10, Yi Tron Warrior. So that's all for our preview on this Wednesday at Happy Valley. We actually covered 8 of the 9 races. Wish you all the best, and we hope to bring you some winner. See you next time. Bye-bye.